We were made to be courageous. We were made to lead the way. We could be the generation that finally breaks the chains. We were made to be courageous. We were made to be courageous. We were warriors on the front lines.
We have a 13-year-old and a 4-year-old, and they both have asthma, but also my 4-year-old has never slept well. We had done everything the pediatrician had said, the melatonin and all that. We wanted to do a sleep study, and it was going to be like $2,500, and I was thinking, she doesn't sleep well at home. She definitely won't sleep well in a strange place hooked up to machines. And so we heard about Dr. Braddock, and we thought we'd give it a shot. After seeing Dr. Braddock for a year, they went back for their yearly pediatrician checkup, and both of them had not been taking asthma medicine for a year. And the pediatrician's like, their lungs sound great. What have they been doing? And I was like, well, we've been going to Dr. Braddock. And she was like, what do you mean? And I said, well, he's a chiropractor in Van Alstyne. She's like, well, that's wonderful because they've never sounded better. And so they're still off asthma medication, and it's going on 2 years.
Because it's just as important to get them adjusted as it is to get us adjusted. I know the difference I feel, and they were complaining of the same aches and pains that we were, so we got them started too.
I started in chiropractic care because I saw the benefits for myself. I've been going since high school. It was always beneficial to me, and not just to make my back feel better, but just to make me feel better in general. And I figured kids are pretty rough on their bodies, so it couldn't hurt.
What Dr. Braddock said about adjusting children made a lot of sense to us, and so she's been getting adjusted fairly regularly ever since. I know this year she usually has at least 2 bouts of something, you know, during the school year, strep or cold or whatever the case may be. And so far this year, knock on wood, she has not missed a day of school with sickness.
My teenagers, they've got the neck issues where they stare at their phone all day, so that it's adjusting their necks backwards or back to where they're supposed to be. We've got one with asthma. He hasn't had an asthma attack since August.
I came the entire time I was pregnant, and he just gave us lots of information about why it's, you know, good for kids to get adjusted. And so when she was 5 days old, we brought her for her first adjustment, and she's come once a week ever since then.
They seem to get sick a lot from their preschool. And Liam, my youngest, had some digestive issues that he's had since birth. And I knew that chiropractic care would help. And once we started seeing Dr. Braddock, his digestive issues have improved greatly. And this year I noticed that they just don't seem to get sick like they did last year when we weren't getting adjusted.
Mostly, I had started getting treatment for back pain, and then I convinced my wife to start getting treated for back pain. At that time, we discovered through more education that the benefits for children being adjusted on a regular basis, and so we started doing it as soon as we could, just for overall health reasons, wellness reasons, and we've seen great results from it.
We started him in chiropractic around 2 because he had really bad ear infections and sinus infections. The regular adjustments really helped prevent that, and we stopped completely having to take antibiotics, and he just never had that snotty nose anymore.
The first week after his adjustment, the principal of his pre-K and the owner of his daycare both come to me and ask what we're doing to make his attitude different. That is a blessing, to know that children, just from a simple adjustment, can make a big difference.
They actually look forward to getting their adjustments because it does make them feel better. Just from running and jumping, just general kids play, they put things out on the back all the time, so it keeps them feeling good.
Yes, she loves it. Don't you? Do you love coming to see Dr. Braddock? Yes, it's so much fun.
Yes.
They love to come here. They're always asking when we get to go see Dr. Braddock. They're like, oh, let's go ride the horsey. They love climbing up and hearing the popcorn, as Dr. Braddock calls it. They think it's just a game.
He absolutely loves coming in here. Sometimes it's hard to keep him out of the other rooms where he's running around trying to check out what Dr. Braddock's doing.
I'm amazed at how much baby Jimmy giggles when he gets adjusted. I mean, he thinks it's fun. He thinks he's having playtime, and he takes a really good nap afterwards too.
My little one loves it. She calls it going to her popcorn doctor because he pops the popcorn out of her bones.
I would say do it. I know it, you know, a lot of people go, well, I just don't have the money. But when you factor in what you spend in doctor's visits and medicines and everything else, maybe it'll even out. Maybe I think I'm better off than a lot of the people that I hear spending so much in doctor's visits. And you feel good. So I would say do it. Don't hesitate.
I don't even want to call it an investment because you really can't put a monetary value on your children's health. I mean, it's the absolute best thing, and it just makes sense. I mean, they are growing so fast in that early stage that if they aren't aligned properly, I don't see how they can't grow up with having some sort of pain or issue or something down the line.
I would say try it. It doesn't hurt to try, and I've been amazed with our results.
I would definitely recommend it because it just really helps with the overall health and well-being of your children. And you know, you don't realise when your children are hurting because they don't know to tell you, oh, this hurts or that hurts most of the time, especially when they're younger. And so it really does just help with the overall health and well-being of your child.
Absolutely. I've seen videos of Dr. Braddock adjusting babies, and I wish I had that opportunity with all three of my girls, but we came in a little late on that. So yes, I mean, when my girls are grown and have their own babies, I'm going to strongly encourage that. And I think if they're already in the practice of being under chiropractic care, then that'll be a no-brainer.
I would say don't be afraid. Don't listen to the horror stories that are out there. Just trust your gut and know that, I mean, God made our bodies to where they can heal perfectly, and chiropractic care allows that by taking away any interferences that we may have. And I would say it's perfectly safe, and even for optimal health, you should get adjusted.
I can't imagine the life of my children without getting them adjusted on a regular basis. It helps them tremendously, and they've been adjusted since they were just within an hour or two old. It's never too late to get your child adjusted, whether they be a newborn or a year old or 2 years old or 10 years old. Get them adjusted. Start now. It's not too late.